We are here with the Player Plus from Fender. I deliberately have not watched any videos on it, even though there were many. I'm kind of like way late to the party, but that's fine. And this will be rather unbiased, except for the fact that Fender's paying me. And if you follow this video, you will see that it's still unbiased. So stay tuned for those news. I requested this blue thing, whatever the gradation color is, blue, white, blue something, because I think it's phenomenal. Might be borrowed from the Ibanez Premium AZ line. There's one that looked similar to that, but with some, grain on it. I just personally like this color. And I also like to present HSS guitars because they're more usable than the standard than the standard Strat with three. That's difficult for someone with it's difficult for someone with a lisp. It is more usable than the standard Strat with 3 single coils. Depending, of course, what amp you play, what music you play, but I prefer a humbucker in the back, and that's why I gravitate towards those guitars. Really beautiful, I think. So it's Fender's Mexico American Ultra. That's kind of the idea. Let's have the cheaper version or the Mexico version of the American Ultra, which I actually have right here, so we can contrast and compare. There are roughly 900 to 1,000 euro between them, so obviously we expect the American Ultra to be a better guitar, whatever better means. But what does better mean? Well, obviously it comes in a super cool hard case. This comes in a gig bag, which is okay. It's not the best in the world, but it's okay. Neck shape should be pretty much what the Ultra has. And I can already tell you, in terms of playability, this thing freaking rocks. When I pulled the stupid plastic off the pickguard, which is a little bit of greenish, I broke the high E string. Right here it broke, so it was flimsy anyway. And I put new strings on. Actually, Michiel put new strings on. And those are 10s, and it came with 9. So I had to do some adjustment. Now, playability, holy crap, it's ridiculous. You just feel at home on this thing. What did they keep? I don't know. That's a different string tree than this. Do we really care? String angle is totally fine there. We have, of course, a cheat sheet here from the Fender website. Alder body, who would have thought? Maple neck with a skunk stripe right there. It's a Poe Ferro fretboard. It looks a little bit dry to me, but Poe Ferro is, let's say, the poor man's rosewood, but it might also be the better rosewood because we're not, taking down rosewood trees for it. And it's fine. It actually has nicer grain. Neat. I like it. Could use a little bit of oil on it, but that's it. Dots are maybe a little plasticky perloid thing. Who knows? Synthetic bone. White perloid. It's a satin urethane finish on the neck, 25.5 inch, because it's a fucking Strat. 12-inch radius, medium jumbo frets, no stainless. Nut width is 42.8 millimeters. Single action, truss rod. Gets adjusted up here. Player Plus pickups. These are American Ultra pickups, noiseless, right there. And these are the Player Plus noiseless. Look exactly the same to me. I'm not going to go into the details of the electronic-y things and open this shit up and tell you all about the capacitors and transistors and stuff, because I literally don't know. I will pick up a guitar for you. I will play it through loads of amps. I will give you my opinion as the guitar as a tool, not the guitar as a thing to be discussed on forums and discussed for 7 hours, whether it has to be 500K or another K. I really don't give a flying rat's ass about this. It has to work as an instrument, and that is what I do on the channel here. If you want to discuss instruments to death and put them on your walls and never play them, this is not your channel, okay? We make music here. The one thing that confuses me, in the text on the website, it says that this very hard to pull up, it doesn't say that on the website, push-pull will add this pickup to this pickup in position 1 and 2. But then it says in the electronics section that this will do single coil here, which makes a lot more sense. So Fender, which is it? Check your DE website, because the DE text and the English description do not match. I assume it does single coil. On the 3 single coil version, this is kind of cool because it adds this to the bridge pickup, and then you have kind of like a really wide humbucker. It is rather difficult to pull up. You're not going to do that in a live situation just really quickly, because it just doesn't work. I don't know why they don't do push-push when it's so difficult to get the frickin' knob up. Get the knob up. It has locking tuners. Now, are they different than on the American Ultra or the same? I have no idea. Why would they use different ones? I mean, the Player Plus isn't a cheap guitar. $1,100 is not a cheap guitar. It is cheaper. So who knows whether they're the same? They do function the same. Locking tuners, way to go. Staggered tuners? Tough to say. These are, I don't know. I'm going to say no staggered tuners. Just staggered tuners? I don't know. Look. No, not staggered. The Player Plus has no shaping right here at all, whereas the American Ultra has a shaping. Do we really, really, really care? How much do you play up there? I don't know. It doesn't hinder me that this doesn't have it. And that's obviously way safe. Now, I read on some places online that people were ranting against, Mexico, blah, 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 it's shit, or made by Mexicans, and Let me get into this a little bit, you frickin' immigrant haters. First of all, that one comes from Mexico, made in the Mexican factory. It's a newer factory, has newer machines. Made by Mexicans, it's cheaper because living in Mexico is cheaper than living in California. This one is made by Mexicans in California, probably primarily Mexicans in the Fender factory. The guitar is more expensive because those Mexicans in the American factory in Corona have to be paid American wages and health insurance and all that stuff. Therefore, the guitar is probably more expensive. Where does the wood get cut? The chances that this gets cut on the CNC machines in Mexico and then the parts get transferred over the border are rather high because they have newer machines. So it's possible that this is partially made in Mexico and then assembled in Corona in California, but still by Mexicans. So you freaking immigrant haters, it's just, don't be like that. Fender, it's a company, as far as I know, employs fairly in Mexico, employs fairly in California. The wages are different because the living conditions are different. How many parts of your American Fender come from Mexico? You have no idea. I have no idea. I'm pretty sure they're exchanging parts depending on what the capacities of one factory are in the other. So you have no idea, so don't comment on it. I have no idea. I'm commenting on it. Why am I? Just play the damn guitar, I think. As soon as I hear that Fender is a company that's not fair, I will report on it and boycott that whole shit because I don't do this. I only work with honorable companies. And as far as I know, Fender is an honorable company, whether they manufacture in Mexico or in California. So, obviously, HSS, all that stuff, 5-position switch, it's a freaking Strat. What else do you want to know? Very difficult to look through the whole Fender line and still know what's going on. Side dots. Step number one I want to bitch about. Here, we have, of course, a maple fretboard. So technically, this guitar should be brighter. We're going to get into this because there's a little bit of an issue with brightness. And we have black dots, easily visible. Whereas on this, we have the Porfero fretboard, and the dots are half in the neck. Where are they? Can you see them? I can't. You can't. Look at it. They're half in the fretboard. Why aren't they a lot bigger? Why aren't they black with white surrounds? I mean, this, in many different lighting conditions, is shit. Fender, please change that. Not easy to spot the dots because they're half in the neck and they're almost the neck color. So they're difficult to see. Black would have been better, but make them a little bit bigger. And on a modern guitar, which this is supposed to be, lumen lace, people. Black surrounds, lumen lay in the middle, can't go wrong with that. So let's go through some sounds with the Tone King, Sky King. My deluxe reverb is in Studio B, where it's still dirty from Gear Street, so we're not filming there right now. We're gonna go through a bunch of amps. Here is the neck pickup. In between, in between in the back with the humbucker. The trim is floating at the moment, a little bit. Gets kind of stuck here. Action is okay. How safe is it to do dive bombs with it? I wouldn't. Trem block is, as you can see, rather big and thick, which is nice. Oh, Leslie has a trem block camera there. Here you go. Let's go into single coil in the back there for this. That's very thin. And humbucker. And single coil by itself. Holy crap, no! No, 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 Fender! So that's, I'm sorry, but that single coil sound is pretty much unusable. So, there were some sounds there. Let's get into that before going into different amps. I talked to a couple of buddies of mine, Guillaume from Thomann, Andy, the Guitar Geek, some other people who have had the new series, and everyone said they have a feeling the pickups are the weakest point. I can't comment on that. I don't know what the pickups sound like. I literally don't. I know what these pickups sound like in this guitar with the Porphyro, Maple, this body. It's a combination of things. However, I have a feeling the pickups sound a little bit bright and lean. The guitar has sometimes, depending on the setting, especially with overdrive, some undesirable brightness and some bottom roundness is missing. Let's compare with the extremely more expensive one, but they also have noiseless pickups. Where's the difference between the noiseless in this and the noiseless in this? I cannot tell you. Someone else might. So that's neck. So yeah, some meat is missing, and with that clean sound, it's nice to have that brightness. This is a little bit rounder, but with some drive sounds, it's just a little bit much. So the American Ultra feels more balanced in terms of the voicing and more pleasant to my ears. If you like bright guitars, this is killer for you. Other than the dots and that over-exaggerated brightness and lack of fullness, this is a kick-ass guitar. So can it be a better guitar with different or better pickups? I have no idea. I literally cannot tell you. Does it make sense to buy this and put in 500 euro club mounts? I don't know, you could almost buy this for it. That also has a case. How much does it make sense to buy this guitar for $1,100 that should have balanced pickups in it and then upgrade it immediately? I don't know. You are the judge of that. We're going into different amps. We're going into the Artesound Vibrosound II, which is that wooden thing there. Another kind of clean amp. You know, you get the point. Beautiful. It's got just a little bit too much bite. Of course, I can roll down the tone. I'm not a tone roller downer guy kind of guy. I never would do that. Let's go and do something different. Go into the Soldano SLO100 humbucker. Here we go. No reverb. On the crunch channel. It's too much. So, Morgan MVP66, which is JTM-ish classic Marshall-y sound. Not too shabby. More in this price range of the buyer of this guitar could be the Marshall SV20H, which I call the Mini Plexi, which could be too bitey for this the way it's set up right now. Let's see. I like it. Let's now go into the €499 Orange Super Crush 100 transistor amp. I like it. And Marshall JCM800, which is on clean right now. Who wants that? Very nice combination, of course. We're going to go into something Voxy, which is the Morgan AC20. And why not? And one more thing, which is the ENGL Artist Edition. So, the bottom line, I really like what Fender's done. They give us a shit ton of playability and cool features. The gig bag, the locking tuners, the beautiful paint job, the HSS, the switch it to single coil, don't do it. There's a lot to like about the Player Plus. Price point is where the Ibanez premium AZs are. Thing is, they sound like AZs, which is great. This sounds like a Strat, which is great. So, relatively similar. Some sounds you get, I love, depending on the amp. You have to know that there's some brightness to tame and maybe some low end that you have to gain with the amp, with pedals, whatever. You could see when I went into a 100-watt amp, the bigger transformers definitely gave it more heft in the low end. Would you go and buy this and immediately change the pickups? I don't know if that's a good recommendation from my end because it is $1,100. And would you buy a guitar for $1,100 and change the pickups? If you are into brighter sounds, go for it. If cleans are primarily your thing, go for it. Know that sometimes that brightness can really poke through and be too much. So you have to be able to tame it either on the guitar itself or with your overdrive, your amp, your cab selection, all plays into it. With the right collection and selection of gear, this is a killer instrument for a fair price. With the wrong gear, it can all be too much in terms of the treble. And what's with the Dots Fender? So, if you still think Fender paid for this opinion, then I don't know what's wrong with Fender. I don't know what's wrong with you. Yes, we YouTubers get paid. Some of us stay honest. That's the idea. And we have to. For me, I have to. Otherwise, I can't look in the mirror. And I know Fender gets that. Fender appreciates it. That's why they still work with me. Thank you, Fender. Thank you, guys. Links below. Check them out if you want to buy this. And please use them if you want to buy it, or anything else, actually, for the matter, if you want to buy this thing. Yeah, do that. And as always, we're going to put animals at the end.